here is the Where is the Dog Location Concepts book. So you have your main book, and then you have a bag of pictures of dogs. There's some little dogs, and then there are some big dogs. And again, with a lot of our activities, the first place you might be starting is just teaching the children about these different concepts. So it might mean that the adult is going through the book at first, reading the book to the child and talking about what's going on in the pictures. Where is the dog? The dog is over the doghouse. Let's put the dog over the doghouse. Where is the dog? The dog is under the doghouse. Let's put the dog under the doghouse. So you're showing the child what the concept looks like. And then once they seem to be fairly solid with that, you can do this activity two ways, because you can target their receptive language, which is what they're understanding. So it can become a receptive language activity where you are giving the instructions and they are following the instruction. So again, it can be, where is the dog? The dog is over the doghouse. Put the dog over the doghouse. And so then the child is expected to put the dog over the doghouse. And it doesn't matter which dog they choose. They can use the same dog for every page if they like. They can use a different dog on every page. It can be a little dog. It can be a big dog. It doesn't matter. So that would be your receptive language activity, because obviously we want to make sure that the children can first understand the instructions and the concepts, and then we would expect that they can start to use those concepts to express themselves. So once we've worked on it receptively and they're doing well, then we can add in the expressive language part where we're expecting the children to now say where the dog is. So again, you can do this different ways. You can set it up where we say things like, where is the dog? The dog is over the doghouse. And then the child puts the dog over the doghouse. They've listened to the instruction. They put the dog, and then we can say, where is the dog? Or where did you put the dog? And then they would be expected to say over, or over the doghouse. Or if they can be at that level where they can say the whole sentence, they could say, the dog is over the doghouse. So again, this activity can be used at different levels depending upon where the child is at. So it's really important that you're aware of where the child needs to be practicing at. And then again, we can add to this activity by then bringing in the concepts of little and big as well. So receptively, it can be an activity where we might say, where is the dog? The dog is under the doghouse. Put a little dog under the doghouse. And then you're obviously wanting the child to discriminate and pick the little dog and put them under the doghouse. And then we can add into the expressive part with that as well. So if the child has put the dog and you're saying, where is the dog? We would expect them to say, the big dog is under the doghouse. So adding in that idea of big and little into the location concepts. But again, just be really aware of adding in that concept of size might be really challenging for some of the kids. The focus for this activity really is the location words at first. If you find that the children are doing well with the location words, then try to add in the size concept. But just be aware that it might throw them off a little bit. And again, if you have questions about what to do and when to add things in, please reach out to your SLP. But this is just to show you that there's lots of variety with this activity in terms of not just location words, but also size as well. And then again, they can put more than one dog on the page if they want. It doesn't have to be so directed that they can only put one dog per page. If they want to put, a few dogs over the doghouse, that's great too. And then you're just talking about, oh, there's 3 dogs over the doghouse, and then you can add in counting if you wanted. So again, it just shows you how much language you really can add into some of these activities. So feel free to, as the children get better, add in some things. You can also talk about what the dogs look like a little bit if you're working on some descriptive language too. You can be having the kids talk about, what makes the dogs look different, that some look fluffy and the different colors. And so, yeah, there's lots of different options there.